6 years, we have a moon rocket launch, and I was alive to see it then,
TLS is go for core stage APU start.
and we're alive to
Core
see it
stage
now.
APUs start. Those are auxiliary power
Here it
units.
is, right there.
High-speed turbines, which provide pressure to hydraulic pumps that steer the RS-25 engines. We're going to see a gimbal test a little later at T-minus 2 minutes and 30 seconds. This is what allows that to happen.
Now, 56 years ago, we didn't have the ability to watch this on the internet. There was no internet. Now we have,
Coming up in about
see
20
that?
seconds.
Internet.
We're listening for go for purge sequence
Television.
4.
That's
a
internet
heating
too.
Purge of the 4 core stage engines downstream of the propellant valve.
Have
This
a
gets
number
all
of
the
channels
air and
showing this.
moisture out of there.
And the difference is that then it was never done before. Now it hasn't been done in 56 years. We've had rockets launching all the time.
Moving
So
through the milestones.
seemingly every
All is looking
week,
good.
you know. But look at this. 2 minutes and 56
Coming
seconds,
up
folks.
in just a few seconds, we're going to get that thrust vector control actuator test. This is a gimbaling of the engines.
This is exciting. Look at how large this is. How high in the air. Must be 500 feet in the air.
Here are the 4 RS-25s. 3 of them shuttle
Those are
heritage.
the
One of them built from
RS-25
shuttle
engines.
parts.
See? Look at
There
that.
you see them moving.
See them moving? Wow. See that? Look at that. Isn't that something? Huh. No, they didn't. Now,
Now we're going to start moving
the Saturn
power
V did not have that
to both the
capability
upper
56
stage and
years
the lower
ago.
stage of the rocket to
It just
internal,
came down, you know, that
taking
was it.
ground power
The
away,
thrust.
and now going to battery power.
Now, okay, now this. Now here we are. Here.
TLS is go for upper stage internal power. Our power is removed from the rocket's upper stage, the ICPS, and it's been switched to battery.
Courtesy NASA.
Same milestone for the lower core stage coming up at T-minus 1 minute and 30 seconds.
1 minute, folks.
Right now, the 4-person Artemis 2 crew is 248,000 miles away from the moon. And if all goes well, they will fly by it in 6 days.
6 days from flyby. We are 6 days from
Go for core stage to internal power.
the second stage of
All
history.
right, there's the rocket's core stage, which houses 3 flight computers. It's now on its own power.
Huge. Look at that. Look at
There's
that.
no more hold time because
Enormous.
there's no more margin on these batteries. So we'd have to recycle back
Enormous.
to T-10 to recharge if we had a hold.
One minute, folks. Counting down. 59, 58,
Right now, the rocket
57.
does not
No,
know
no,
that
no, no,
T0 is coming
please.
up at T-minus 33
56,
seconds.
53,
Control shifts from the ground
52,
launch sequencer to the
51,
rocket's
50,
onboard
49,
autonomous launch sequencer, or
48,
ALS. The
47,
rocket will count itself down,
46,
but honor any holds that
3,
can come from the ground.
40
Now,
seconds.
shortly after liftoff,
39,
Houston will take control
38,
of the rocket, and my colleague Gary
37,
Jordan will take over commentary.
34, 33. Here we go, folks. Here we go,
Great
folks.
call out. The rocket is on its own.
Here,
4 brave
10
explorers
seconds.
ready to ride
9,
the most powerful rocket
8, 7,
NASA has
6,
ever launched.
5, 4,
Sound suppression water is flowing.
3,
And here we
2,
go.
1,
10,
9, oh, 8,
8,
7,
7,
6,
RS-25 engines.
5, 4,
3,
3, 2, 1, 0. There it is, folks. Wow. There it is.
Crew of Artemis 2 now
Wow.
bound for the moon.
Woohoo!
Humanity's next great voyage begins.
Beautiful. Beautiful. Just beautiful. Go, baby, go. Go. Go.
Houston now controlling the flight of the
Boy.
Artemis 2 mission around the moon.
Big, beautiful rocket. Look at that. Woo. My God. Woo.
On time passing 30 seconds.
This is something.
Passes the ultimate vehicle. Target milestone. Mission control Houston.
When they say that God made man in his image, remember, that includes the brain. This is something else. Wow. clean. We're so used to Elon Musk's rockets blowing up. It's nice to see one that doesn't. Hey, go, baby, go. Go, Artemis.
Mission elapsed time, passing 1 minute, approaching max Q.
Nice.
Stand me on you loud and clear on possibility on.
Go, America.
Communication signal transport confirmed as integrity and
Got that here, and then here as well. Isn't that cool? 56 years ago, we didn't have this. It was on 3 state television stations: ABC, CBS, and NBC. And that was that. Look at that. Go, Artemis, go.
1 minute 50 seconds of mission elapsed time. Standing by for main engine throttle down to 85%. Ahead of solid rocket booster separation. Expected at the 2 minute 9 second mark.
Here we go.
We see throttle down.
Throttle down. Huh.
Confirmed separation.
How many people are there?
Main engine
There,
throttle
look at that,
down,
folks.
converge.
Look. Both engines are away. See that? Successfully. Both engines are away, and the Artemis is on its way. Wow. Look at the Earth. Look.
Copy all, Stan.
Oh my God. Beautiful. Wow.
SM priming complete.
Beautiful.
2 minutes 45 seconds of mission elapsed time into the Artemis 2 mission. Thrusters on integrity and upper stage confirmed in a ready state ahead of service module fairing separation.
Something else, folks.
3 minutes into the flight, integrity
Yeah.
49
That's the
miles
rocket.
altitude,
That's not the
70
moon.
miles
That's the. Look at that.
Now passing
Ah,
5,000
beautiful.
miles per hour.
This is beautiful. Wow. Something just fell away. What was that? Debris that came off the ship. What was that? Okay.
Standing by for launch board system jettison.
Okay, something's jettisoning here.
Houston integrity, good last jettison, great view.
Okay.
Copy jettison, Kimiko 8+02.
So another, look, see that pattern?
We see a sail on board, Stan.
And
Wow.
on Teeters at the common line.
Wow.
Outstanding, Stan. We have the same.
It's beautiful.
3 minutes 50 seconds into the flight of Artemis 2, Wiseman, Glover, Cook, and Hansen crossed the boundary to space with good comm checks.
Wow.
GPS signals acquired after last jettison, now working on internal checks to verify
That's the team,
accuracy.
folks. Wiseman, Glover, Cook, and Hansen.
Flight dynamics officer analyzed the time of main engine cutoff, confirmed at 8 minutes 2 seconds, time of MECO.
America's back in space, folks. This is something else. America is back in space. Just absolutely beautiful. Wow. No April Fool, folks. This is April 1st. Went to, now it's 4 minutes and 40 seconds after launch.
Integrity, GPS processing.
Artemis is
Outstanding, Stan. We see the same, and we have a beautiful moonrise. We're headed right at it.
nice. Taking on its orbit.
Approaching 5 minutes into the flight, Commander Reed Wiseman confirms he has visuals of his destination. GPS guidance, navigation, and control software finishes internal checks and sends to navigation channels.
6 days from now, they will be in moon orbit.
Integrity, 3 engine press.
3 engine press.
On time now, passing 5 minutes 20 seconds of mission elapsed time into the Artemis 2 mission. At this point, 3 good main engines are all that's needed to carry integrity to a nominal main engine cutoff target. Though at this time, we're seeing 4 good engines here in Mission Control Houston. Integrity, 75 miles in altitude, 330 miles
Those
downrange,
folks are at
approaching 10,000 miles
Cape
per
Canaveral,
hour.
folks. Camped out. Some have been camped out there for days. All to see this magnificent part of history. Whereas my friend just texted, Jesus Christ, this is so
Looking
cool.
good at 6 minutes.
Sure is.
Same on board, Stan.
Good trajectory and engine performance. Booster officer will soon report the shutdown plan to Flight Director Judd Freeling, expected at the 7-minute mark. Integrity, 78 miles in altitude, 460 miles downrange.
Integrity, expect nominal shutdown.
Wow.
Integrity copies nominal shutdown.
Something else. 6 minutes and 41 seconds into
6 minutes,
launch.
40 seconds of mission elapsed time. Shutdown plan is as expected. Again, the time of MECO was confirmed at 8 minutes, 2 seconds into the flight.
Iris 100, look at that. Wow.
7 minutes of mission elapsed time.
Look at that. The Earth in our rear
Throttling
view.
down as we approach the abort once around option. Milestone at the 7-minute 30-second mark. Now 84 miles in altitude, 650 miles downrange, traveling more than 15,000 miles per hour.
Wow, 15,000 miles per hour.
Integrity, AOA open.
AOA open.
The window is now open for an abort once around option that would target splashdown in the Pacific Ocean. Still following nominal ascent at this time.
15,000 miles per hour. Let's see, this mile is 5,280 feet.
About 10 seconds remaining until the main engine cutoff of the Space Launch System core stage. Standing by for confirmation of MECO and core stage separation.
$15,000 miles in 1 hour. Hey, Google, what's 15,000 divided by 60?
15,000 divided by 60 is 250.
Integrity, nominal MECO
So
core
that's
stage
250
separation.
miles in every minute. It's going 250 miles
We see the same on board,
a
Stan.
minute. 15,000 miles an hour. So in 1 minute, it clocks
8
250
minutes, 40
miles.
seconds
Wow.
into the flight, we have a nominal main engine cutoff heading in
that
the
right?
right trajectory on the way to swing around the moon. Core stage has separated, done its
Gotta be
job.
more than
Space
that.
Launch System upper stage, the inner rim cryogenic propulsion stage, or ICPS, still attached to the Orion spacecraft.
Yeah, that's right, because 60 miles per hour is just a mile
9
a
minutes
minute.
of
So
mission
there you go.
elapsed time. Integrity crew,
250
Ray Wiseman, Victor
miles
Glover,
a
Christina
minute.
Cook, and Jeremy Hansen now in orbit around the Earth at the beginning of their journey to the moon.
There they go. 250 miles a minute.
Terry Houston, looking ahead to PRM numbers so far per the pad.
Copy that, Stan. Numbers for the pad.
Capcom Stan Loves now reminding the crew that the perigee raise maneuver time of ignition is as expected prior to booster ignition.
And next we'll have the
That
solar
time being 49 minutes, 50 seconds. of
solar
mission elapsed
way
time.
wings open next. We have the main engine cutoff, the core stage separation, which we saw. Next, the solar array wings will open. It is now moving at 18,405 miles per hour. It's 142 miles from Earth. It's 24,431 miles to the moon. Which it's projected to reach in 6 Earth dates. Important I make that distinction.
Integrity, good. Neds deploy.
Copy that, Stan. Good, Neds.
Wow.
Houston for PWD set. Just a reminder, halfway open on the secondary.
Welcome if you just joined us, everybody.
That's it, and halfway open.
Artemis 2 launched. It's been on the way over the last 11 minutes and 20 seconds and
Passing
counting.
11 minutes of mission elapsed time. Here, overhearing the conversation between Capcom Stan Love and Commander Reed Wiseman, already passing some milestones. We have a good nozzle extension deployment system that is confirmed, complete. We also have the visors are confirmed up, now past the dynamic phase of flight that is ascent. Their launch and entry suits that provided them an extra layer of protection. Now not as needed. They're going to raise those visors. And later in today's mission, they will begin to egress or get out of the suits to begin some of their initial tasks of activating some of the systems aboard in the Integrity spacecraft. It's passing 12 minutes of mission elapsed time. Again, the energy raise maneuver that's targeted near 50 minutes of mission elapsed time, 49 minutes, 50 seconds. That's what the crew is going to be working towards. The Commander Reed Wiseman, pilot Victor Glover will focus on preparing for that milestone. In the meantime, mission specialist Christina Cook and Jeremy Hansen will start some of the activation of environmental control life support systems. You may hear confirmation of their activation over the Orion to Earth communication network.
Houston, C3 aux power back in auto.
Copy C3 aux, and we're 2 minutes to maneuver.
So, folks, we are now 13 minutes and 16 seconds into the historic Artemis 2 mission. And you may wonder, when did all this start? And first of all, what it is. This is, of course, launched this April 1st, 2026 from Kennedy Space
13
Center.
minutes and 30 seconds of mission elapsed time. We're going to continue to follow the crew of the Artemis 2 mission. Wow. They are beginning their journey around the moon to verify the systems that will take us to its surface. An incredible ascent. Artemis 2 is underway. Reed Wiseman, Victor Glover, Christina Cook, and Jeremy Hansen begin their journey to the moon. Still milestones to come up as we await solar array deploy and the critical burns that will get Integrity into high Earth orbit around the Earth before engines are fired to get us around the moon. We'll keep tabs on Integrity and its crew from here in Mission Control Houston. But for now, we're going to send it back to you, Megan and Nicole at the Kennedy Space Center. Very jealous to hear how the launch experience was over on the Space Coast.
Yeah, Gary, for people who are just joining us, welcome back to the Space Coast, where we just saw Artemis 2 lift off 14 minutes ago. And wow, what an amazing launch, and an emotional one too. As soon as the rocket lifted off, Nicole, you had tears in your eyes, I had tears in my eyes, and we had all these people around us cheering. It was amazing.
Yeah, the energy was wonderful. I mean, it was a beautiful launch. We've got 4 friends and family members headed to the moon. It's pretty amazing.
Yeah, how does that make you feel as someone who, is an astronaut as well, but also, as you said, friends?
Yeah, so proud of them. Man, we don't have the words in the English language to describe this kind of an event, and pride, love, so many emotions. They are truly breaking some barriers, and hopefully, as Gary just said, they've got a long day ahead of them, so wishing them well on everything, but so far, what a beautiful launch to watch.
Yeah, to be returning to the lunar orbit in more than 50 years. Maybe they go farther from Earth than any other humans before them. Maybe they see parts of the moon that we've never seen before. I mean, what a great start to what could be all of these milestones that we break in just a 10-day mission.
I just want to add my commentary while I go to find something that is, see if there's a version that's contemporary to what they are experiencing with the launch. But this is history. And it is the first time in 56 years, 56, 54, how you look at it, that we have put a launch on to go to the moon. And it harkens back to me to a time when we believed that we could we would say that a man on the moon and now a person on the moon. And we, uh, it was always thought of as a milestone that we had to reach before the Soviets did. It was the hallmark of our achievement of the highest level of technology, and we wanted to do it before the Soviets did it, and we did. And we went from there, and we had to go and build a lunar buggy, as they called it, a land rover to drive on the moon. So, as advanced as this may seem to those of you who weren't alive then, this does not have a rover. And we put people on the moon and a car. That's what we did in the 70s. That's not lost on me. And so hopefully this mission gets us back to really thinking about how to advance our society more and less on our differences. Because sure, we've always had those discussions, but in the past, we were always focused on advancing for us more than just for one of us, as a people. Now it's more about us advancing on an individual basis, less a collective basis. This is a nice place to be, a nice return. And it's at the right time because we have to think about, as Elon Musk would put it, the creation of us as a multiplanetary species, which is difficult for one very paramount reason. We were born on Earth. We weren't born on Mars. Venus cannot sustain us. No known planet in the solar system can sustain human life other than Earth. So wherever we go, we have to transform the environment around us, either on a more immediate basis or on a large basis that includes an entire planet called terraforming, which is far off into the future. But this is a great start to get those of us who haven't seen this before, who haven't experienced this before, to imagine what's possible and then to make it possible. And it's nice to see this go off and there's no problem, no blast. And we pride ourselves back then in the young age of the space age on doing it right the first time. Yes, there were problems, but by and large, we got it there. We had, of course, a major problem with Apollo 13. Very sad. But we've had an incredible history. Then, of course, we had the space shuttle. Unfortunately, we had the Challenger and Columbia accidents then, and we learned a great deal from that. So we've seen all that play out in the national eye. We've had our share of black eyes, but this marks a return to the normalcy of greatness by America. A return to the normalcy of greatness by America. That's what this is about, folks. So I'm glad you're able to watch it with me and keep track of this. Let's keep track of this through the week. 6 days before they achieve moon orbit and another milestone. All right? So I say, God bless the United States of America. Thank you for watching.